NASA has delayed its next mission to the moon, pushing back the earliest possible launch date because of unusually cold weather in the United States. Freezing temperatures forecast at the Florida launch site have forced the space agency to revise its timeline. NASA now says that the earliest launch window for the moon mission will open on February 8th, which is 2 days later than planned. The delay comes as weather forecasts predict near freezing temperatures at Cape Canaveral, where the massive Artemis rocket is currently standing on the launch pad. The U.S. Space Agency had planned to carry out a critical fueling test of the 322-foot-tall rocket over the weekend. However, a powerful wave of Arctic air has spread across large parts of the country after a deadly winter storm, bringing extreme cold even to normally warm Florida. Well, NASA said that the expected weather conditions would violate launch safety rules. Florida could see some of its coldest temperatures in decades, with readings hovering close to freezing. And this is already a rare event for the Sunshine State. Well, NASA officials say that teams will now attempt to carry out the remaining tests on Monday if the weather permits, and only after those checks are completed will a final launch date be confirmed. The delay has narrowed the number of possible launch opportunities in February, and at this point, only 3 launch windows remain for the Artemis II mission, which will carry 4 astronauts on a flyby around the moon. The astronaut crew remains in quarantine in Houston as preparations continue. NASA says heaters have been installed on top of the WION spacecraft to keep it warm, while special systems are in place to protect sensitive equipment during the colder weather. At the same time, NASA is also preparing for another major mission, sending a new crew to the International Space Station, raising the challenge of managing 2 launches just days apart. The next ISS crew rotation, known as the Crew 12, could take place as early as February 11th, though that schedule may change depending on when the moon mission launches. NASA officials say both missions are being closely coordinated to avoid conflicts, and there is even a chance that the ISS crew and the Artemis moon team could overlap briefly in space, something astronauts say they would welcome.